YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Yo Yo, the best that ever did it. A true winner, 6 p.m. If you could really, real quick, leave me a sub, leave me a like, and let's continue to grow together. My boy's been going crazy. We gonna keep, you know what I'm saying? Keep continuing to beat the books, prosper, and you know what I'm saying? No bad vibes this way, man. Like I keep preaching every week. No bad vibes. Don't think about no losing. You know what I'm saying? Manifest all your wins. Let's without further ado, let's get into November 25th college basketball. We had a good three-team parlay last night. Santa Clara, Santa Clara. Who was it? New Hampshire, Santa Clara, New Hampshire, and damn somebody else in the first game. Damn, who was it? Let me see real quick. Pull it up. Yeah, these boys right here, dog. Virginia Tech. I told people Virginia Tech is not weak. Virginia Tech should not have been the underdog against Iowa State. I wish I would have bought the points up like I did with Santa Clara. Santa Clara was 4.5 point underdogs. Bought them up to -5.5. They covered exactly on 6. Couldn't ask for a better night. Nice, easy three-teamer. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cook up an easy three-teamer for us to cash today again. Let's keep continuing with these three-teamers. 3-0 last night. Let's continue to smash the books. You know what I'm saying? First off, we got Brown versus Kansas City, UMKC. Brown, neutral site. You can't really trust anybody on Brown but Keno Lilly Jr. And I fuck with Keno Lilly. That boy is the heart and soul of that team. But it's a one man band, you know what I'm saying? Once you shut down Keno Lilly, it's nothing much else, you know what I'm saying, for anybody else to say. They do got a little bit of a good center, but it's pretty easy to read Brown. UMKC is a little bit more tougher to read. UMKC lost to UNCG, neutral site in the tournament, lost by 12. Couldn't hang with Colorado State or Baylor. We already know that. And they only got 2 wins against sub-division opponents. Give me Brown and a pick 'em. I don't like it, but give me Brown. I don't like it at all, though. This next game, though, Tennessee State 4-2. I think they're the favorites, and they're going to go up against the CLA teams who just kept it very close with Santa Clara. Almost beat Santa Clara. Couldn't hang with Auburn or BYU. And they lost to Western Michigan. Ew, that's a terrible loss. Tennessee State lost to Mercer, though. That's an even worse loss, probably. Mercer's dookie. They couldn't hang with Oregon. We already know that. And they beat Portland, surprisingly. That was the upset of the night that night. And we caught Tennessee State in the in-play bet. But other than that, man, neither one of these teams should be really that big of a favorite against each other. Give me the points for CLA State. I think CLA State might be the underdog in the early slate for right now. I would like CLA State to get the win, even though they're 1-4. Give me CLA State. Now this is a tricky little game because I know Loyola Maryland is a little bit better than that, but going up against a damn Mizzou team who is pretty good, man. They just came off of a good showing. The damn head scratcher was the Jackson State game. But like I said, man, Mizzou is the much better team. They should be laying 20, but you know what I'm saying. After that head scratcher with this 1-5 Jackson State, I don't want to lay any points with Mizzou. Give me Loyola Maryland to cover the spread, but Mizzou to win. I don't love it though, cause I know Mizzou could put it on them boys. That's a stay away game for me. Jackson State at Georgetown. Give me Jackson State to cover the points. Georgetown is no good, no bueno. They looked a little bit better from last year to start off the year. We know how bad Georgetown was, but under new management over there at Georgetown, they've been looking pretty much a little bit better, a little bit. 3-1 at home, but yeah, give me Georgetown to win, Jackson State to cover. Maine at Columbia, battle of the upper states and stuff, man. We got Ivy League, Columbia, lost to Albany, beat LIU, and beat Temple. I gotta go with Columbia on the money line. They lost to North Florida and they held them to 58 too. They didn't just lose to North Florida. They got held to 58 by North Florida. I don't like that at all. North Florida Ospreys are terrible. Give me Columbia in the upset. UMass at Liberty, 5-0 Liberty. They looking good, just like their football program. UMass, Maryland East Shore, they're not the worst team. They do cover. They covered against Penn. Couldn't hold it against Notre Dame. Notre Dame stinks, and you know what I'm saying. Can't keep it close with Temple. You're not really that good. Give me Liberty to lay the number, lay the 20 and 26 points. They did beat Wichita pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad, and Furman, two good ass schools. Beat Vermont by 10. I think they could blow out UMass. You know what I'm saying? Give me the big number with Liberty. Alabama State, Merrimack at a neutral site. This Alabama State team, 0-4 on the road. Give me Merrimack to win on the money line. New Orleans at North Dakota. I like New Orleans. I told people that they was going to cover against the last game they just played. North Dakota, we did find a little bit of value against them. On them against Elon. But since then, I tried to fade them against Pacific, and then they bit me in the ass. They only won by 2, but they ass won still nonetheless. New Orleans covered against the Loyola, Illinois game. That's when we had them. And then I just knew they weren't going to cover against Oklahoma State. We didn't touch that game at all. But they only had 2 wins against their division opponents, covered against a Loyola team that's having a very down year. This team beat Pacific, beat Elon. Give me North Dakota on the money line. But if it's a big number, I will take New Orleans to cover it. NJIT at Wagner, battle of the 1 and 3s. And NJIT just got an upset win against the Delaware State team, who I thought was better than them. I was on Delaware State in that one. But they lost about damn near 30 to St. Peter's. Give me Wagner. I know it's probably a big number for Wagner, but give me Wagner on the money line at least. First half, Wagner, first half. Mercer at Western Michigan. Two terrible teams. Give me the under. I like the under in that game. Definitely at a neutral venue. Give me the under, and I'm going to lean with Western Michigan. Western Michigan to get the job done. Middle Tennessee versus Ohio at a neutral venue. I like Ohio a little bit more in this matchup. They have a little bit more offense. As you can see, Middle Tennessee got 30 piece by UIC. We were on the Flames in that one. People thought the Flames were an underdog. I told them they weren't. Ohio just came off of a good game today in overtime against George Washington. Like I told people, George Washington is the damn better team, but they just fell short in overtime. Give me Ohio to win against these weak-ass Middle Tennessee boys. Canisius at Western Kentucky. Canisius is a little bit better than people expect. They're going to be good in their in-conference play. Beat up on a Wofford team today. And then they kept it close with a couple other teams too. Syracuse. Bowling Green. Murray State. They play good against Wichita. Give me Western Kentucky to win the game, but Canisius to cover. I like the cover for Canisius, but Western Kentucky to win. Northeastern at Princeton. Princeton is laying 15, 5-0. Northeastern, they're they're not really anybody you could trust. They'll lose to Kennesaw, who's terrible, and then they go out and beat Georgia Southern by 20. You know what I'm saying? 17. Lose to Harvard by damn near 30. Lose to LaSalle by 5, and then go beat ECU. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really judge this team. I don't think they're 14.5 point underdogs, but I like Princeton to win this one on the money line. You might have to first half Princeton, but I think Princeton wins the game comfortably, but I don't know if it's by 15. Give me the Northeastern to cover the spread, but Princeton to win. Evansville at SEMO. Give me Evansville. I was on Evansville again today to cover the spread, and they ended up winning outright against Chattanooga. 8.5 point underdogs. Man, I was on Evansville today, but I did not know they were going to win on the money line. I had them on the plus 8.5. SEMO is terrible. We already know. I could beat SEMO with my 5 that I got. Evansville is going to run past these boys and not look back. Give me Evansville on the money line. Lay the number with Evansville. Monmouth versus Lafayette. Give me Monmouth. Neutral venue. Monmouth is the up and down better team. Give me Monmouth. South Carolina State at Missouri State. 4-1 Missouri State. Give me Missouri State, man. 4-1 against a bad South Carolina team. They are pretty bad. You got to be real. They're 0-4 on the road, away from home. They're winless. They really only got wins against a subdivision opponent, and they got a lucky win against the North Florida Ospreys. That's why I said in North Florida, they suck if you're losing to South Carolina State. You know what I'm saying? Terrible. Give me Missouri State or later big number. Detroit, Mercy, 0-5. Not look the same without Antoine. Like I said, SIU is a better team than them. They're laying 8 points. I'll lay the number with SIU as was real. ECU at George Mason. Now this is a good game. GMU is laying 6 points. And I don't know about that, man. ECU did take the head scratcher to Northeastern. But they also looked a little sloppy in this Kennesaw State game. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when weak teams keep it close with you. Like you shouldn't lose this South Carolina Upstate game if you're really on the next level. You know what I'm saying? George Mason is 3-0 at home. South Dakota State beat them boys, but they lost to Charlotte of all teams. Only was able to put up 49. That's scary. Like that's scary bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, give me my boy ECU to cover the spread. This is an upset. This is a feel-good spot for ECU. I like the under, and I like ECU to get the job done. UMBC at William and Mary. I hope William and Mary is the underdog because I'm going with William and Mary in this one to cover the big number. UMBC is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. We could pick them in certain spots, but they losing to Marist, dog. You're not really good. You know what I'm saying? You could beat up on Loyola Maryland all you want. You're not really good if you're losing to Marist. William and Mary kept it very close with a good George Washington team. Took Air Force to OT, and then they lost to Lindenwood. Terrible Lindenwood team. They beat American as well. Give me William and Mary, who've been showing much more fight this year. Army, Binghamton. You already know. Binghamton's going to get the job done at home. Give me Binghamton to get the job done on the money line. I might first have Binghamton. Miami, Ohio at St. Bonaventure. And St. Bonaventure laying 12.5. Miami, Ohio, coming in this one, dog. They beat EIU and Coppin State. Lost to Evansville and Texas State. St. Bonnie's, they lost a Auburn game and they lost a Canisius game. Like I said, man, they beat some good teams too in the mix, like Longwood, Oklahoma State. I gotta go side with St. Bonnie's to get the job done. but I don't love it with the big number. I don't love it. Give me St. Bonnie's to get the job done. First half. Southern Miss at Milwaukee. Southern Miss at Milwaukee. We're gonna go with Milwaukee in this one. Southern Miss isn't really that good this year. I tried to give them a little bit of hope. Maybe they were gonna be as good as last year. They were stellar last year, but they just haven't lived up to expectation. Losing to Cal State Fullerton. Um, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see any spectacular moments. So is Utah Valley, man. I was high on Utah Valley coming in this year because that was my money making team last year. Utah Valley, Eastern Washington, and Montana State were my cash cows last year, but it has not looked like that this year. They are fading. They are getting faded this year. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee still looking good like last year. Give me Milwaukee to lay the 4. That's easy. Two layups. Give me 2 layups. Milwaukee to get the job done. St. Thomas at Green Bay. Green Bay is nobody. Give me St. Thomas in a pick'em type game. Wisconsin's getting 3 points. Give me St. Thomas. Texas State, the 6.5 point underdog against UT Arlington. Man, I don't see what everybody's seeing UT Arlington, but they did keep it very close against New Mexico. That was a very good showing. I gotta side with UT Arlington. 3-0 at home. Until this broke, I ain't gonna fix it. You know what I'm saying? Give me UT Arlington on the money line. I ain't gonna overcomplicate it. UT Martin at Chicago State. Give me the number with UTM. Chicago State shouldn't be a D1 school at all. They should probably be on a D2 competition level. That's how bad they are. Give me UTM to lay whatever the spread is. And then we got Little Rock, Arkansas. Man, Little Rock over team. Every time you see Little Rock, take the over. I don't give a fuck who they playing. Take the over in all Little Rock games. South Carolina State, they went to fucking 160, 156. And you know what I'm saying? They beat up on these teams too, man. Tulsa is not bad. Beating up on the chumps they need to beat up on. Give me Tulsa to lay the 5. I don't know why there's only 5 points. This Little Rock team has played Georgia State twice and couldn't beat them either times. All overs. Every game they've played has been an over. Since last year, they've been an over team, just like Incarnate Word. Give me give me Tulsa to cover the 5 and the over. North Carolina A&T winless versus Samford. Give me Samford first half money line. Samford will get the job done at home. I don't like Samford this year, but they are better than them boys. Yeah, for sure. Lamar at Longwood. Give me Longwood money line. EMU Central Arkansas. Give me EMU. I like what I've seen from EMU a little bit, man. Just a little bit. Central Arkansas is one of the doormats of the league. I'm not backing Central Arkansas unless it's a very, very, very winnable game for them. This is a winnable game, but not really. Eastern Michigan has showed a little bit more fight. Last game, they played Detroit Mercy, won by 4. Beat Cleveland State, who I thought Cleveland State was going to walk numbers around them. They didn't. Give me EMU to win the game outright, man. Jacksonville State, who just got into that brawl yesterday, and they had to finish the game with no bench. That was I never seen that before. Jacksonville versus Farley Dickinson. We were on Farley Dickinson in the last game against Queens, and they couldn't get it done. Lost by 7. Let them boys put up 81. Barely beat St. Peter's by 1. Jacksonville just beat a Robert Morris team that has gotten into a brawl with. And then they didn't keep it close with Xavier or Pitt, but beat Georgia Southern. In this game, I'm gonna go with my boys Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? I just seen the grit from them yesterday. Give me Jacksonville. I do like Farley Dickinson in this spot though, but it's a neutral venue. If it was a true home game, I would pick Farley Dickinson, but it's a neutral venue. Give me Jacksonville on a short rest. LIU at North Kentucky. Give me LIU to cover the spread. I know NKU is going to be the favorite, and they're frauds this year. NKU is frauds this year. Give me LIU to cover the spread. Niagara at St. Francis. Give me my boys. St. Francis, PA. Niagara still winless. I do think Niagara has a little bit of upside coming in later on in the season, but not right now. If you're winless, give me St. Francis, who's at least two wins against subdivision team. They got two wins at least. You know what I'm saying? Give me St. Francis, who's the hungrier team, and they're the underdog. Give me St. Francis to cover the spread. I'm gonna sprinkle some on the money line. Here we got Bucknell, Marist. Give me Marist. Marist has surprised me this year. They beat up on a couple good teams that I thought they were gonna lose against. Bucknell is probably the worst team in their conference for sure again this year. Alabama versus Oregon in a neutral venue. Give me my boys Alabama to lay the spread after taking a loss last night. And they got beat up by Ohio State too. They got punched in the mouth. Oregon is down. Mbate, and another player. Two key players. Oregon are down, hurt. They won't be playing for at least for 3 to 4 weeks. They said, especially Mbate and Bali. But Oregon will keep it close. Oregon is a team I'm looking to back when they get back healthy. Or Oregon is not healthy. Give me Alabama to lay the big number. The Mount St. Mary's at playing Howard, man. Howard's in this one. A pick 'em basically. And give me. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I bet Howard earlier in the year, and they just continued to let me down. Give me the Mount, man. I'll take the chalk with the Mount. Give me Mount St. Mary's at home. Incarnate Word at UTSA. I'm waiting to see the line on this game. I'm hoping UTSA is the favorite, which I'm expecting. Give me Incarnate Word to cover the spread as underdogs and maybe win it outright. And I like the over in that game as well. Southern at Valpo. Valpo, I gotta go with Valpo in this one. Kept it a little bit closer than we all thought about in Illinois game. Covered the 30-point spread and beat Western Illinois. Southern beat the damn UNLV team, the upset of the week, and then they've never looked good again. Lost to Western Illinois in overtime. Give me Valpo, get the job done, money line. UNC Asheville versus Wofford at a neutral venue. Both of these teams were fading. I faded them against Lipscomb, easy winner. Lipscomb shouldn't have been the underdog. And Wofford, we were on Wofford in this one, and then they burned us against Canisius. Couldn't, you know what I'm saying? We knew they couldn't beat Virginia Tech or Tennessee, but they damn near lost this high point game. Let them put up 98. They put up 99 themselves. They got a very explosive offense when they get going. Give me Wofford to win this one on a bounce back evening. My boys is out here instantly. My boys had a little bit. Give me Wofford. Next game, we got Wilmington at Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Gulf Coast 1-5. Wilmington way better than them. Give me Wilmington on the money line. UNC Greensboro at Delaware at a neutral venue. Now this is a good game right here because I like Delaware. We've been on Delaware since week 2. Jair Davis is a monster over there. UNCG, them boys pretty good too now. Beat Arkansas, damn near beat Vanderbilt. But Delaware, they really ain't played nobody that really good. You know what I'm saying? This is Delaware's first true test. I gotta go with UNCG until I see Delaware against a true opponent. Give me UNC Greensboro. Money line. Belmont at Pennsylvania. Penn does have that good upset win over Villanova. And then they lost the very next game to UMass of all teams. Kept it close with Lafayette. This is a very inconsistent team. Give me Belmont to actually pull an outright upset. I'm gonna take a shot with Belmont. I think they're due. They've looked terrible this year, though. Honestly, only beat Georgia State by 2, but I like Georgia State this year. Give me Belmont, man, to cover the spread at least, or get the outright victory. I'm gonna take a shot. I think Penn is overrated. Delaware State at Bethune-Cookman. Give me my boys, Delaware State. I know the ugly record scares a lot of people, but this team is a 3-3 against the record, against the spread team, as you would say. But you know what I'm saying? Neutral site, Bethune Cookman. Bethune Cookman just played and they lost bad to Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Like terribly. They're not ready. Delaware State kept it very close, way closer than I thought against Delaware. We were on Delaware in that game. It covered and everything, but Delaware State did keep it close. And they look good against a couple other teams, too, that they lost to. But give me Delaware State on the money line. They should be the underdog. Furman at UAB. Give me Furman on the money line. UABs look different without Jelly Walker and them boys. They looks pretty good still a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? Other than these two first games, they've really not showed us much. These first 3 games were pretty good. Neutral site games, tournament games. Played good against Clemson, played good against Maryland, and they played very good against Bradley. But Alcorn State, you should be beating them by more than 3. Then you barely beat the last team you just played. Furman, on the other hand, coming in this one, beat Coastal Carolina by 9. Liberty lost by 14. Beat Belmont big time. Wyoming on the neutral court lost. Man, I just gotta side with Furman in this one. I like the I'm gonna go with the over, but I gotta side with Furman, and I like the over more than anything. I'll honestly say UAB's laying 6. Give me Furman plus the points. Georgia State at Charlotte. Now this is a tricky game, man. Charlotte's laying 6. Both teams 3-2. I'm a big Georgia State fan this year. They beat Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? So that's not really nobody. They almost beat Belmont though, beat Western Michigan, and then they didn't beat NIU. Give me my boys. I gotta go with Georgia State to cover the spread. But I do think Charlotte has a little bit of potential though, man. Charlotte is pretty decent. I do like what I've been seeing from Charlotte. Charlotte is a good team, especially at home. But I like Charlotte to win, but I like Georgia State to cover the spread. Alabama at Cleveland State. Cleveland State 4-0, Alabama 0-4. Complete mismatch here. Give me Cleveland State first half money line, or laying a big number first half, either or. This might be like 26-41 at the half. Give me 15 points. I'll lay up to 15 points with Cleveland State on the first half. Next up, we got Lipscomb at Bowling Green, neutral site. Give me Lipscomb again. They're the much better team. The books are late on Lipscomb. Let's catch Lipscomb before they start getting caught up and the books start knowing that they're very good. UIC Flames versus George Washington. This is a hell of a match. George Washington, dog, came off of a fucking overtime win. Great game. Beat New Hampshire, who I cashed on today. Beat Hofstra, who is very streaky. I think this George Washington team is very underrated, and they're slept on. They keep getting overlooked. I had George Washington to cover the spread today, but I didn't know they were going to win outright. They keep continuing to surprise me and get better as the weeks go on. This team right here, they are pretty good. Beat Loyola, Illinois, beat Middle Tennessee by 30, but they lost to Cincinnati in a step-up game. I got to go with George Washington to get the job done at home. On the neutral site to get the job done. Give me George Washington to take the cake. Now we got Santa Clara, who just beat Oregon, Ohio State, who just beat Alabama. And give me Ohio State in this one to get the job done on a neutral venue. I like what I seen from Santa Clara. They teared it up last night against an injured Oregon team, but they were still letting Oregon fight back, and they almost choked at the end. But give me Ohio State team who's fresh off the damn upset of the night. They're feeling good. They might have a feel good blowout. South Alabama at Maryland. Give me South Alabama to cover the spread. Maryland's not beating anybody by 15, especially not South Alabama. Give me South Alabama to cover the 15 points. Norfolk State at Wichita State. Give me Wichita. I've been waiting to back Wichita all year. They're 5-1, getting off to a great start. Norfolk is fool's gold. They've only looked good against doormats. Got shitted on when they stepped up in competition. Give me Wichita State to lay any number. Texas Southern at Drake. Drake's 2-0 at home, 4-1 altogether. Texas Southern coming this one 0-5, winless team. Give me Drake first half money line. Easy winner right there with Drake. Queens, who just got a good feel-good win against a Richmond team who's looking to put the pieces together. They got a UNLV win. Kept it very close with Colorado. That was a very good game. And then they choked against BC, Boston College. Queens just beat Farley Dickinson, but lost to Drexel by 10. Kept it close with Fairfield, who stinks. But Fairfield is pretty decent this year. They're better than last year, but it's still Fairfield. You know what I'm saying? I just like what I've seen from a little bit more than what I usually see from Richmond, man. Richmond is a good-ass team. But they've not been showing it as much, man. I got to go with Richmond in a get-right spot here, but I don't love it. Give me Richmond to lay the number. Get right. This is a get-right spot for Richmond. Home court. They're back home. Get-right spot for Richmond. St. John's at First Holy Cross. Give me St. John's to lay the big number. It might be 20 points, 24. Give me St. John's to lay the big number. UTEP at Loyola Marymount, LMU. UTEP's 5-1, surprisingly. LMU's laying 4. UTEP they almost beat Bradley, and they beat Cal. Cal is no real competition. They're decent this year. Cal is decent this year, but they're no real. You should have seen what they looked like last year. Austin Peay, nobody. This Santa Barbara win is probably the best win. Like I said, man, they haven't really played anybody, man. LMU just looked bad against FIU, got beat up against SFA and Oakland, and they beat up on a Jackson State team. 3-point loss to Yale. It's kind of rough to gauge this game. I like what I've seen from both teams. But if you know what I'm saying, one of those teams that's just going to keep it close with every team, stoop down to their level. I'm not looking to back you like what I've been seeing from LMU. Give me UTEP plus the points. Sprinkle some on the money line for UTEP. I think UTEP could pull off the upset. Cal, San Diego State, neutral venue. Give me San Diego State on the money line. First half, they're laying 15 points. I just want them on the money line on the first half to get the job done. That's an easy winner. Cal is not good. Even since last year, they've never been good. They've looked better this year to start the year off. Yes, they have. But they're still Cal from last year. Dartmouth at St. Louis. St. Louis is laying 12. Dartmouth is not going to stick up with this team. They might lose this game by 30. Give me St. Louis to lay the number first half and the full game. I got St. Louis to lay up to 21 points. I'll lay 21 points with St. Louis. North Dakota State at Grand Canyon, GCU. This laying fucking 14 at against a 4-2 North Dakota State team. They've only beaten up on these weak ass teams though. They've beaten Montana. That's it, and then 2 more wins against sub-division opponents. GCU is far better, far more superior. They beat San Francisco team. They almost beat South Carolina, but they fell short. North Dakota State will keep it close. But GCU is the much better team. Give me GCU on the money line. Vermont at Bradley. Vermont is the much better, solid team. I gotta go with Vermont in this one. And I'm a big Bradley fan. I am. They beat Tulane, UTEP, Utah State, UAB, Tarleton. This is a mean resume right here. This is a mean resume. Look at the names. Tulane, Utah State, UAB alone should tell you how good this team is. But you look at this game, look at this team's resume as well. They got a couple. Um, they got a couple fucking subdivision wins in there, but Liberty was a very good game. They fell short by 10 points, but they beat this St. Louis team and College of Charleston. Two huge wins. Two huge wins right there, dog. I just like the defense from Vermont way more than I like the defense from Bradley, but I think Bradley got a little bit better offense. I am a pick 'em type of game, home field advantage. You know I like home court advantage when it's a very even matchup. Give me Bradley on the money line, but Vermont to cover the spread if they're the underdog. Whoever's the underdog, I gotta take the points with the underdog, but I like the favorite to win. NIU at DePaul. And I'm going with NIU big time. DePaul should not be favored against anybody right now. They lost my boy Javon Freeman Liberty. I'm not backing them without it. Give me NIU to get the big underdog late night cover money line. Money line NIU. And like I said, I'm going to cook up a 3-team parlay. I'm going to take NIU on the money line, St. Louis on the spread, and Drake money line first half. And that's how we're going to end the night. Cook it up. If you want to take off NIU and you don't want to wait that late, you could put Drake first half money line. Um, yeah, Drake first half money line against Texas Southern. St. Louis to cover the 12 points. And then I like UNC Greensboro money line. And another little underdog. And I like UNC Wilmington on the money line as well, so for sure. But another underdog I like big time underdog. Big time underdog. Should not be the underdog. Where they was at, dog? Yeah, I passed them up, huh? Yeah, UTEP. I like UTEP, man. UTEP is a big time underdog. Let's continue to smash the books. Keep profiting. No bad vibes. Manifest your wins. Do not think about no losing. Let's continue to keep going forward. Underdog King. We're going to catch him tomorrow. Smash the books, y'all.